Hello, my friends. It's a few days after Christmas, and I'm doing a video in bed with no makeup on because it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I've been in bed all day with a reaction to gluten. So I want to share with you what it's like to have a gluten reaction if you have celiac or gluten intolerance. Celiac disease is autoimmune, and your body starts basically attacking itself. Gluten intolerance, in my opinion, I'm going to share a controversial opinion. I think gluten intolerance is the failure of doctors to adequately diagnose celiac. Hey, my camera's crooked. I think gluten intolerance means that you have celiac and they did not diagnose you properly. That's my opinion. After 12 years of diagnosis and dealing with this my whole life, and actually diagnosed for 12 years with celiac, I believe that if you have gluten intolerance and your reactions are severe, it's actually celiac, in my opinion. Whatever it is, celiac and gluten intolerance can be very, very severe and debilitating and horrible. So the other thing, this is the reason I'm making this video that's so important, is that most people see so celiac is not an allergy, it's an autoimmune disease, but I use the word allergy because it's just easier for everyone. Scientifically, it's not an allergy, it's not a histamine reaction, but I'm just going to use the word allergy because when I tell a server that I am allergic to gluten, it makes sense to them. It's not really your job, if you're waiting on my table or whatever, to figure out the ins and outs and intricacies of my condition. You don't need to know all that. You need to know that if I eat gluten, I get really sick. The word allergy is that explains it all. So when people have food allergies, reactions to foods, it's not like in the movies where they eat something and their face blows up like Will Smith, like in Hitch when he eats the shrimp or whatever and his face is like, and it's hilarious in the movie. In real life, that's actually a life-threatening reaction and he would be in major trouble. It's not always like that. Sometimes the reaction is delayed and it can be different for the same person. I have different reactions. I never know how I'm going to react or how bad it's going to be. And I never know what amount. And the other thing is, because the reaction can be delayed, it's so hard to figure out what I ate. I'm pretty sure it was dinner last night. I ate out at some place that I eat all the time. It's very safe. They're super conscientious there. They have a specific allergen menu. And darn it, I woke up this morning sick. So here's what my symptoms are today. I woke up extremely tired. I did go out late last night, but I normally don't wake up that tired. Like, so tired I couldn't get out of bed. And I slept and slept. I slept till like 11, still like so exhausted. It took all my effort to get up and out of bed to go to the bathroom. Like, it's just like a tiredness that is inexplainable. But you don't feel sick, you're just tired. And then I wasn't quite sure if I was glutened, actually. I kind of was like, okay, what's going on here? And then the brain fog starts because gluten causes inflammation in your brain. So then I'm like not thinking clearly. I'm like out of it. And then the stomach pain starts. And it's pain like someone is stabbing you in the stomach. It's ungodly pain. Like, I actually couldn't walk and I had to lay down on my side and just breathe until it subsided, and now it's mostly gone. So I didn't eat breakfast until 12:40. And it's just been a rough day. I had all kinds of plans today and nope, gluten waylaid them. So there's a lot of people who just think that celiac is a bunch of nonsense, even though there's a genetic test, there's blood tests, and a biopsy to diagnose this. They still don't believe it. God knows why. And there's people who will purposely gluten you, and it's terrifying. I've read lots and lots and lots of stories of people who work as chefs, um, thinking that celiac and gluten intolerance and everything is nonsense, and purposely putting gluten in gluten-free food. And I think it happened to me at a restaurant in Seal Beach, actually. I can't prove it, but I ordered steamed vegetables, a side of steamed vegetables with my food, and in the bottom of the vegetables was a pile of pasta. How does that happen? How does a pile of pasta get in the bottom? And I got very, very sick because I didn't see it until I got down, and then I picked it up, and it doesn't, I don't have to eat the piece of pasta. If it's like touches the food, I'm going to get sick. Um the waiter had a celiac girlfriend, so he was super mad. He went back and yelled at the cooks. But I am guessing that the cook is annoyed by allergy orders and probably was like, I'll show them. Maybe not. I can't prove that. I'm just saying that's how I think, like, because there's plenty of stories like that. And there's stories of family members who think like somebody's celiac or gluten issue is a joke, and they put gluten food out at Thanksgiving, and then the person has a reaction. There was a woman in a group years ago. She got the celiac rash, which is painful. It's blisters, and it feels like somebody is stabbing you or like bees are stinging you. It's so painful, it burns. I had it on my hands only. Thank God I didn't have it anywhere else. But I would get it on my hands, and it was just unbearably painful. So her cousin thought that celiac was nonsense and that she was being a hypochondriac. She gave her gluten and said it was gluten-free cookies or something at Thanksgiving. The reaction was delayed because sometimes it can be delayed for a day or even a day and a half, or I don't know. Some people say it can be delayed even 2 days, but I kind of wonder if maybe they're reacting to something else, but whatever. So the next morning she woke up covered in blisters and in tremendous pain. So she went to her cousin's house, pulled up her sleeves, and said, "This is what you did to me." And at that time, she said, "I'm never speaking to her again." And I would do the same. If you gluten me on purpose, I'd actually press charges for assault. I'm just relentless. Um, it is an assault. Actually, I need to do more research on this because a discussion came up about people have gotten murder charges when they knowingly fed an allergen to an allergic person, and then the person died from the reaction. They've actually gotten murder charges, but I don't know how common it is. And I don't know if the laws vary by state or city. I don't know. I need to do more research on that. But I do know that there are places where it is an assault, and it really should be a federal law because under like the American, I don't know, celiac, we're fighting with getting it like a disability because it really is. Um, but I mean, truly, that is assault. I mean, how is that different than taking a weapon and slashing her arm so she gets injured? I mean, if you wounded someone on purpose, it's an assault, right? So, I'm sharing. I don't, it's really hard sharing this stuff, It's like, it's not fun talking about, I'd rather talk about like fun homeschooling and Disney stuff, but the reality is that this is something that I have, my kids have, and I deal with all the time. And I also have friends that, they don't see my reactions because I keep it from them. And I have had people in the past who are not my friends anymore be super horrible about it. Like, I had someone curse at me and say, "Why don't you just eat effing lettuce? Why do we have to deal with your food allergy when we go out?" I mean, it's real. The suffering is real. And so I just, if you have celiac or gluten intolerance, take care of yourself, advocate. And I really think you should use the word allergy because it's very confusing to people. And people think intolerance means it's not that bad, but people with intolerance can be just as sick as celiacs, which is why I think it's a misdiagnosis. I truly do. or they could just be in the beginning stages of celiac where it's not really showing up. So let people know, like, this is not a preference. It's a serious allergy. I have serious reactions. Please do everything you can. Please talk to the chef. Ask the chef to come out. You know, it's harder for them to treat you badly when they've looked you in your eyes. It's harder for them to purposely gluten you when they've seen your face. And don't be a jerk either. I always tell food allergic people, you know what? Most of the people in the restaurants want to help you. Most of them want to make sure you're safe. They don't want to be responsible for something bad happening in their, most people are good people. But there are those who are not. And so I think it's good to share. It's good to share and say, look, this is what happens to me. So it's like 3 o'clock now, I think, or something. Oh, I'm going to look. What time is it? Yep, almost 3. My whole day's been wasted with pain and utter exhaustion. And I don't know if I'll be able to do anything today. I had a lot planned. I canceled all of them. So if you have celiac or gluten intolerance or another food allergy, be very, very proactive for yourself and advocate for yourself with kindness. Because if you go in there and you yell at people, they don't want to help you, and they do want to spit in your food, right? And if you don't have it, just please be patient with those who do and understanding, because it really sucks. It sucks. When I say I can't get out of bed, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, okay, I can if there's an earthquake, or like you're about to pee your pants and you have to go to the bathroom. But I literally can't. Like, I'm that exhausted from it. And tomorrow will be better. It always is. 12 years in, I don't get gluten very often. It's pretty rare. And when I do, I usually overcome it pretty quickly. I'm pretty good with my supplements and my food and everything to make me better. So I'm going to sign off now. And I hope that I made another video about a day in the life of a girl with a food allergy, because showing like what happened when I thought they gave me something at Starbucks and then I had to go back and it was this whole thing. And I'm going to do more food allergy videos. And I'd like to do some gluten-free cooking too, but it's a lot of work doing recipes. I don't really want to be like a recipe blogger, because there's a lot of people doing that. But I do have some tricks and things that I want to share eventually. So I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to drink a whole bunch of water. I'm going to finish all this water. Oh, my Starbucks cup. I'm going to finish all this water, and then I'm going to drink some more and some more and some more so I can flush it out. Bye. Like and subscribe, please. And if you're not into my allergy videos, then watch my Disney videos. I have a bunch of them. And I have some stuff about homeschooling too.